And I mean, because we've had several over my career. I've been in this position a little over 3.5 years, and we've had you know we've had rotation coming over, and thankfully no touchdowns, and um, life goes on, and this one was just it was just unbelievably the craziest storm that hopefully we'll never have again in my lifetime, at least. And but people took the warning seriously, and that's the main thing. And I stress enough that I want people to learn from this, that you've got young children that are scared and terrified of it, but I want them to learn about the weather, and I hope they use this as an opportunity to learn, and take a weather spotter class, and try to educate themselves on what they need to look for, because it's important for them to understand how everything works, and that way they can prepare themselves for the next time, because um, you know that's what everybody needs to understand, that that's my job, is to prepare people for how to stay at home, and what they need to do in their safe place, and stuff. But they need to educate themselves too. And that night, I mean, we knew it was coming. People got in their closets. They, put their bicycle helmets on, football helmets, whatever they had, put over their heads, and they heeded the warnings, and it saved a lot of lives. Timing was everything. If it
Sure.
wasn't for the time of day, I mean, if it happened during the day, the businesses,
Right.
everybody would have been working. It would have been a lot harder.
Yeah.
Scary thing is knowing how much debris was actually, going around, and the stuff that the tornado had moved.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yes.
It literally is. And thankfully the warnings that we got, um, and not only the local but nationally, the news was going on, because I've talked to several people that their loved ones from other states called them and said, "Hey, turn your TV on." They woke their parents up and said, "Mom, like, turn the TV on. You've got a storm coming." And they actually woke them up, and got them to safety. So had they not have had that kind of warning, they wouldn't have known. We would have had more deaths. And people get complacent. They 5 years from now, people will be like, "Oh, it's just another storm." And so I hope that people will, use the resources that we have, and like I said, go through the weather spotter class. Even myself, I still take it every, I'll sit through classes every year just to try to educate myself, because I'm not a meteorologist, and I want to learn more, and stuff, and stay up, just learn as much as I can, because
Yes. Sure.
because it can save lives.
Absolutely.
And I'm no expert, and I take their warning seriously, and um, I want to keep my citizens safe as much as I can, and try to help them. And but that night, just like I said, I was sitting in CFSB, as the banker Mayfield that I used as the EOC that night, and not hearing anything. And then once I went over the overhead bridge and seeing the debris, and just couldn't get anywhere. Um, it was just crazy to see all the stuff, and people walking around like zombies. Yeah. And they
Yeah.
need to have several ways to get notifications on their phones. They're, having weather radios. We've got sirens, trying to get more in the county. Normally those are just for outdoor,
Yes.
Um, and I remember as a kid being in school and they would go off. Well, that was for pop-up storms. Now a lot of times the storms are coming in, they're wrapped in rain, so we're not outside. So, if you live close by, then you can hear them. So, we're trying to get some more in, but they're not.
Right. A lot of good luck, but you make your own good luck, and you made a lot of good luck that night with the warnings, and getting that out, and getting everybody prepared for it. And we just saw that. We
Yeah.
saw that. I would say, what did we have, Tracy? Was it 24? We had
We had
24 deaths.
24.
It's very tragic. as sad as that is, but if you look at Mayfield, the train and the aftermath of the damage,
Yeah.
you would think that number would be 10 times that much.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And it wasn't. So this was an amazing success story for
Yeah.
us. And again, like I said, it's not by accident. I remember the year before we had the tornado memorial in the National Weather Service had that in Paducah. They really did a good job on keeping us aware of what could happen. Of course, we're not going to forget this it's going to be easier for them now. We're not going to forget this very soon, but that preparation really paid off, I think.
Yeah.
And having gone through that event, now we're going to pay more attention. You know, I think it is, and it's an amazing story. It really is.